Hello everyone, welcome to the Trusted Bliss. My name is Ati Ture. I am the host of the channel. We'll talk today about twin flame concept origins and evolution. If you came across our channel for the first time and if you are interested in our content, please consider subscribing to it. Do not miss out our updates. Today, we address our conversation mostly to the audience who knows nothing or just very little about twin flames. You are welcome to stay with us if you think that you were pulled towards twin flame notion completely accidentally. If you are thinking that it's just a romantic and beautiful idea and wish you could learn more about that. You're also welcome watching this video if you are a spiritual individual suspecting you can be the twin flame yourself. Regardless, you may lack the certainty at the moment. If that's your intuition that whispers this idea to you, it may be true. So please stay with us even if you haven't met your counterpart yet, and if you are standing only at the gate of your spiritual journey. We sincerely welcome here everyone who is passionate about twin flame topic and who is determined creating joyful and fulfilling relationships based on spirituality and unconditional love. If you will make your own research on the social media about the origins of twin flame concept yourself, I hope you can find some data telling you that popularity of the idea did explode on the internet 2 decades ago, about the year 2010. I'm not sure, however, if you will get the proper information about the pioneer of this beautiful concept, the channeler, energy healer, and spiritual teacher Mel Brand from Canada, who, together with his partner and wife Nicole, created the Meridian Healing Center and the YouTube channel called Golden Ray Twin Flames that at the moment is counting more than 31,000 subscribers. Strangely enough, myself personally, I also wasn't lucky to find this channel where my spiritual awakening did start naturally. I knew nothing about Mel Brand when I submerged into my dark night of the soul. The first twin flame coach I came across on YouTube was Amanda Noel, and that shows the unimaginable power of YouTube algorithms. Luckily, I did came across Golden Ray Twin Flames in the year 2019 when I was looking for the specific topics that became actual to me along my path. Lately, I did focus mostly on the things I wanted to share myself. So, at the end of the year 2020, when I did make a video about twin flame coaching online and teachers that helped me the most on my journey, called Twin Flame Journey and Spiritual Guidance, I wasn't yet aware about the Golden Ray Twin Flame community laws. So this video is a humble tribute to the healer, spiritual teacher, and twin flame movement pioneer Mel Brand, who did pass away in December 2020. Also, it's a promise that his work will be continued, for the spiritual awakening of the humanity that became noticeable few decades ago is still expanding and is reaching now all the countries and various age groups. I would say the process became truly massive, and most interesting obstacle about it is the fact that for some reason it often starts completely unconsciously. Recently awakened individuals very seldom have a master by their side, and those who don't have much help around usually look for an information online. So it's truly great that popular social media platforms are accumulating currently the large block of the information on the spirituality, spiritual awakening, and also on the twin flame team that may be useful at various stages of the spiritual part. So, I do express my sincere solidarity with those who are dedicating their resources and time to help out to the recently awakened or awakening people and are offering them some authentic guidance, emotional support, and even companion. Let's continue the service in memoriam those who finished this important mission on our physical 3D dimension. Regardless, I don't doubt, they may continue assisting humanity from above. Talking about the twin flame movement itself, right now I guess we can discern several quite distinct directions inside the community, but they all have equal rights to exist, for they may help different parts of the audience. Despite the variety of the methods and tips they offer, the most important service is to connect all spiritual seekers that they knew they are never alone, but always have someone to talk to and share their concerns. One of the most influential fraction in the community is the group that is offering the idea that twin flames don't originate from the earth, but are the star seeds born in other planets and even constellations like Sirius, Arcturian, Pleiades, etc. I think that's a beautiful concept, but I've got nothing to prove that. Regardless, I must say myself, I truly have some strange inner longing for the sky and stars. I think it's not excluded that all the humanity is from stars, or at least that would be a nice metaphor that would allow to keep all the humanity on the same page, for we are strong only when we are undivided. I also can add that I do value all the smaller divisions in this set, mostly as the perfectly working advertising plan that helps these fractions be easier noticeable among others and builds additional popularity, despite for sure the fact that we know very little about our universe and the complexity of life, so we can say this approach has no foundation at all. We do know that some ancient civilizations, like Incan, Mesopotamian, Indus Valley or Harappan, Mayan, and even some existing ones, have had a different approach to the origins and the development of the humanity on the earth. Do not mention the ones like Agartha or Lemurian culture that are still on the list of ardent debates about their true nature, and they're labeled mostly as mythological. In addition, what we do know about other planets, stellars, nebulae, black holes, galaxies, etc. For sure, we've learned some basics in school, yet we've got not too much proof that everything is true that is told by science. Some did hear possibly the new superstring theory posits that universe exists in 10 different dimensions. Yet myself, I did hear recently one influential yogi telling that there are 84 of them, and some other sources say that this number is infinite. We should remember here that the highest truth usually is much more complex than human eye can see, but every human can accept only the piece that makes clear resonance in their heart. What is your opinion about that? Where you think twin flames and all the humanity originates from? Please share your opinion in the comment section below. Thank you. One more fraction of twin flame coaches, composed mostly by astrologers and numerologists, say that twin flames are like other humans born on the earth, just older and living their last incarnation of physical life, and therefore wiser like ancient masters. They are ready not only to liberate themselves from the incarnation cycle, but prepared to help others to make the same. I guess that's truly attractive idea that definitely makes some resonance in many hearts. Very little differences are noticeable in the publications of those who are teaching that twin flames are volunteers, the light workers, or the special forces of God who came to serve the humanity at the era of the massive awakening and transformation, to help humans to reach the golden or Aquarius age by implanting here the new love paradigm. The last but not the smallest fraction would be the ones who believed twin flames to be the human pairs connected by a very special, unbreakable, energetic bond of pure, unconditional, divine love, who, through the grace of God, they have experienced at a certain point of their lives, started to awaken and free themselves from the ego or rational mind trap, for the earth is ascending itself and it's heading towards the new reality. This group don't even bother themselves with the question if twin flames are from stars or another dimension. They emphasize mostly they are individuals sensitive to subtle energies, often the wounded empaths who made some progress in their spiritual evolution towards self-love, realization and healing. So they are able helping others because of their authentic spiritual experience. Myself, I do resonate mostly with this last twin flame community group. However, I do admire some amazing ideological moments of the each set. Now, people who are looking for the trustworthy written historical sources of the twin flame phenomenon origins sometimes use quotations from the Symposium by Plato that himself tells he's reciting a speech of Aristophanes, who is giving some quotes from the tale of Otis and Ephialtes from Homerus about ancient humans who, as the author wrote, were living on the earth in the ancient times after giants. They, according to the author, were sons and daughters of the sun, earth, and the moon. I will not read all the excerpt here for you, but only a few interesting lines from the description of these ancient humans. The author is telling that, the quote, terrible was their might, and their thoughts and hearts were great, and they made attack upon the gods. End of the quote. So the celestial council decided to split them in the two separate parts, that their numbers were increased and their strength diminished. It was a lesson of humility. They had to learn to be obedient to gods. After that punishment, humans fell into an endless suffering, self-neglect, and yearning for their lost half. Yet the reason of the pain was soon forgotten, and all what left was only the pain, which can't be described or put into the words, for even a human soul became disabled and she couldn't remember properly what she was yearning for. As the only way to end that suffering, Otto points the love of God. He says, a quote, if we are friends of God and in peace with Him, we should find our true loves, which rarely happens in this world at present. For, a quote, if we are pious, love will restore us to our original state and heal and make us happy and blessed. End of the quote. As we see, this quote perfectly correlates with the existing ideas and teachings about the twin flame phenomenon that did overflow the social media platforms in 2011, 2021. It was interesting to me checking out if the twin flame concept has sanitized to the spiritual and religious teachings, especially to the Vedic knowledge, for some texts of the Rig Veda, an ancient Indian collection of Sanskrit texts, officially dated circa 1500-1000 BC, contains hymns about the creation of human race, the progenitor Manu and her wife Shatarupa. Also, the story of the deity Ardhanishvara that holds both feminine and masculine principles. Yet we should emphasize here that the complex or dual nature containing both masculine and feminine energy is widely known to be inherent to many Hindu deities. Shatarupa herself was the creation of Brahma. She represents his feminine energy. We also can mention here the pairs of Hindu deities Vishnu and Lakshmi, Shiva and Parvati. The complex nature is known to be inherent to the primordial creator Prajapati, fire god Agni, and others, for the supreme deities contain the elements of everything that ever can be manifested in this universe. The question would be only how much this is applicable to humans and the human soul. To be frank myself, I do trust Vedas much more than any other source on the theme of the creation and development of the humanity. Yet, up to now, I wasn't able to find a quote that would mention a twin soul or an act of some kind of section of souls. So, we should agree then that the twin flame is a set of the extremely closely related souls that share the divine mission and destiny. Despite we wouldn't argue with no one who would tell something different, for some knowledge about souls may be simply hidden or lost. Now, let's look what existing religions are telling us about love and relationships. I guess all of them, especially monotheistic religions of the modern Western world, indicate love as the safe way to happiness. Regardless, they often redirects the possibility of the achievement of that happy state toward heavenly places outside the physical world. Spiritual practices based on the Vedic knowledge yet encourages us to seek the ultimate bliss or euphoria right here, right now, by putting enough of effort and devotion into that sacred goal. Some yogis tell us that if one will sit at least for the 3 days in the solitude and will cry for God with yearning, God will definitely come to a devotee and will reveal his undescribable divine nature. Myself personally, I never had heard a true yogi talking about twin flames, but yogis are truly the best love experts, for they discovered many ages ago that God Himself is the purest source of love. Yogis don't hide the way to the blissful state, so now it's publicly known that humans are capable of conquering the ego mind and transcending the duality consciousness. Regardless, various yoga schools are offering various techniques and methods for that. If you will look attentively, you can easily find that the same idea lays at the basement of the best twin flame coaching. Despite coaches of our community often put at the front not the specific techniques that can accelerate the awakening and liberation process, but the energy and emotional healing, as well as the pain and suffering itself, what basically is closest to the Samadhi Yoga. It's important to emphasize as well that most modern twin flame teachers do not copy Plato nor Aristophanes directly. They leave at the side the disputable steps of the initial creation of the humanity and are focusing mostly not on the physical level but the spiritual realm. They say it's not the material form of humans, but the manifested soul is the one that has the ideal complementary counterpart manifested in the same dimension and timeline. We could describe this like the two sprouts coming out of the same initial seed or the singular idea in the God's mind that share the same divine blueprint but are developing separately in the physical world, for they each have the attributes of the free will, yet stay always connected, not only through the spiritual realm, but also through the subtle layers of the 3D plane. We believe they share unbreakable energetic bond through the heart chakra and are destined to unite to fulfill the highest will of God. To expand the idea further, I would say that manifested souls of the twin flame are like two sprouts that appear from the same seed, so they may exhibit slightly different traits when reaching physical 3D reality. You should agree with us. Even a singular bulb of a plant may grow two buds of the same type of flower, yet they are rarely identical. For one of them may have fewer sunshine or rain when growing up, and another may be damaged by a hungry snail or caterpillar. You still will see the same color, and you will feel the identical aroma of the bud, but you may notice some difference of the aroma and color intensity, distinctions of the health, vitality, and measurements of the flowers when they are fully opened. Even the lifespan and the general beauty of these two buds may be quite different. I hope this analogy helps you to understand everything you need to know the most about twin flames, that you could dive truly deeply into the meaning and the purpose of the twin flame phenomenon manifestations in the present world. Yet, to accept these spiritual teachings and to follow them is possible only those who truly believe in God and the divine creation of the humanity, who agree that humans are the spiritual beings and that our souls are truly immortal. You should accept these statements as the axioms that does not require a proof. If you question them, it becomes truly difficult to believe and follow any religious or spiritual teaching, not only the specific theory about twin flames. Yet, if you accept none of them, if you are not a religious nor a spiritual person, you still can try to grasp how the twin flame phenomenon works. If you will think that humans are the unique manifestation of life that has a flexible mind that is capable of expanding its own intellectual, creative, and emotional capacity, not only using the information and coming through direct physical senses, but also focusing on the accumulated and preserved knowledge presented in various material memory forms. If you believe humans are this kind of piece of life, you can see the phenomenon of twin flames as the certain point of the development of an individual mind that did accumulated enough of wisdom about this world and itself to become expanded so much that it finally recognizes its own mirrored image outside of the body, despite the origins and purpose of this phenomenon may still remain mysterious or unknown. The fewer difficulties of realizing the depth of the twin flame phenomenon possibly have those who believe not only that humans are the spiritual beings gifted by purely divine and eternal soul, but do agree as well with the laws of karma and the cycles of reincarnation, which is normal point of view in the Hindu world. So Hindus not only accept the twin flame phenomenon, but also understand how it works. Anyone who is aware of spiritual laws and karma can easily explain why twin flames may see one another as completely different. This also may give some clarity about the emotional triggering among counterparts and the runner phase. It may be helpful as well by finding the best solutions on the way to union. Now, let's stop for a moment at the statement that twin flames are complementary counterparts. Let's use our analogy of a plant. For most of us are aware about natural compensation mechanisms existing in the physical world. You see, if the plant is eaten by a snail or caterpillar, in order to survive, it must to compensate the green mass that is lost by absorbing more nurturing elements from the soil, growing an additional leaf, or opening the bud few days later than the twin that came out of the same bulb. The simple compensation laws and mechanisms are easily noticeable in all manifested world. Some larger or smaller particles of the human society, in families, and even in our physical body. If you will look attentively, with no doubts, you also notice the presence of this mechanism in twin flame connections. Yet, not a snail or caterpillar, but karma, sins, the family lineage and story, Social circle, friends, profession, and thousand other factors are influencing the development of both twins by forming their consciousness, emotional world, energy body, and physical appearance. So this is quite important reason why twin flames may have significant difficulties recognizing one another. Regardless, I think the recognition is the highest grace of God in their lives, for it helps to speed up evolution and liberation of the both involved individuals. Regardless, they can achieve the full physical 3D union or not. The spiritual progress of each individual is still very valuable, for it may help to awaken dozens of other sleepy community members. Yet we definitely would not argue with the idea that in the best case, the twin flame pair should join their spiritual energy at some point of the road, for they can achieve so much more when they are together. The twin flame reunion looks to me like a small, undescribable explosion of the spiritual, creative, and healing energy that would be definitely invincible, seen and felt miles and miles away. This amazing goal is worth some effort. So, one more time, I do encourage you to keep up, continue, walk the direction that you know is right, and based on pure values, higher spiritual laws, and divine will. Now, let's summarize our conversation this way. Even in a case if the twin flame movement is based only on the construct of human intellectual activity, it's not a myth anymore. For hundreds or thousands of individuals that are waking up spiritually are joining this path every day and every hour. All that became our new unfolding reality because of our pure intentions and efforts we put into that. Also, the reality of future generations, where we hope all interpersonal relationships will be based on spiritual laws and the deep soul level awareness. We know we can transform ourselves within to happily reach the golden age. We deserve that, for we are the dust of the stars brought to this beautiful habitat by solar winds. No doubts, we like to listening the whispers of the sky and stars, and we are spending in the cloud of the infinite love much more time than any other of humans. We wish the beautiful things we are not only possible, we want they were natural. We desire love would expand with every new spark of life, for we are no longer different. We are you alike. We are the children of this earth. We are the future of the humanity and messengers of the golden age. Let's keep up. Let's continue the sacred twin flame mission. Please join us by subscribing to the channel. Consider writing your comment on the analyzed topic below the video and hit the like button if you resonate with us. Thank you very much. We wish you the purest unconditional love and much success on your personal journey. You were listening to the Trusted Bliss and Gratitude. Stay tuned. Our new video is coming soon.